study structure of retina. Now, what is retina? Retina, it is the innermost layer of the human eye. Let us study one more time. This is the structure of human eye. The outermost layer is called as sclera. Middle layer is called as choroid. And the innermost layer is called as retina. This retina here, it forms the blind spot. Now, what is blind spot? Blind spot is the area where the rods and cone cells, which are the photoreceptors, they are absent. Now here one more depression like structure is present. This depression is called as phobia. What is the function of phobia? This phobia, it has sharpest vision because in this area cone cells are present more. Okay. Now these retina, it is divided into two regions. The anterior region, single layer cell, which is non-sensory part, which covers ciliary body and iris, and posterior region, which covers choroid. It is the sensory part, which consists of photoreceptor cells where the image is formed. Okay. Now again, these retina is divided into two parts, outer part and inner part. Inner part is consist of these three layers. So whatever here I have drawn, this is the enlarged view of this particular region. Okay, the same diagram, same structure, here I have enlarged. Okay, so here this is the structure of retina. Retina, it is the innermost layer which consists of rods and cones. Now here one more thing, here the space which is left, this space is called as optic nerve. From here the nerves, they arises and they go to the brain. Okay. Now let us see the structure of the retina. Outermost layer, sclera. Here also you can see this is sclera. The middle layer is called as choroid. The second layer is called as choroid. This choroid, it is vascular and pigmented. Okay. Vascular and pigmented means what? Vascular means highly supplied with blood vessel. And it consists of one pigment called as melanin. This choroid consists of one pigment. And what is the name of this pigment? This pigment is called as melanin. What is the role of this melanin? This melanin absorbs maximum light. Okay. Now we will come to the layers. This retina has three layers. Okay. The first layer, it is of photoreceptor cells. Photo means light and receptor means which receives. This layer is called as, first layer is called as photoreceptor layer, which consists of two type of cells, rod-like structures and cone-like structures. So the rod-like structures are called as rod cells and the conical shaped structures are called as cone cells. Okay, so this is the first layer. Second layer, it is of bipolar cells. Special neurons are present. Third layer, again there are special neurons, ganglion cells. Okay, these ganglion cells, these parts are called as axon, part of neuron. All the axon, okay, they come together and they leave this area. Okay, they just come out as an optic nerve. From this area, they emerge out, and where exactly they are going? They are going to the brain, where the vision center is present. Perception is done. Okay, so this is all about the layer. Now, two more different cells which are present. One is called as horizontal cell and another is called as amacrine cells. What is the role of these cells? Actually, These two cells are called as interneurons. Interneuron means in between the neurons are present. What exactly they are doing? Whatever information it is coming, okay, they modulate the flow of that information, okay, and they transfer that information from photoreceptor, because see here horizontal cells are present. They modulate the information from photoreceptor cell and transfer to bipolar cell. What exactly these cells they are doing? These cells means amacrine cells. They take the information from these bipolar cell and transfer to ganglion cell. So this is all about the detail of structure which is present in the retina. Now we will study how the image is created on the retina part. When the light it falls on the object, from object the rays which are coming, they enter through the eyes. But what is the sequence of that rays? Okay, the outermost layer already we have studied is called as conjunctiva. Then from conjunctiva it enters in the cornea. From cornea it enters in the pupil. From pupil it enters in the lens. Through lens, that image it falls on the retina part. So retina, it is the innermost layer, okay, where the light from the object it falls and the image is formed. Okay, so innermost layer. Here this is the structure of retina. Already we have studied. Now how the image is created. When the light it falls, it reaches to the retina part. Now in retina, photoreceptor cells are present. These photoreceptor cells consist of rods and cones. Okay, see here this light it falls on rods and cones. Now in rods and cones, see here this is outermost layer sclera, middle layer is choroid which consists of pigmented epithelial layer. Here it consists of one pigment called as melanin which absorb maximum light, that we have studied. Okay, now come to the first layer, rods and cones. When the light falls, here there is a breaking of light sensitive pigment. Whatever pigments which are present in the rods and cones, they just break down and it creates the impulse. Generation of nerve impulse. Here the impulse is created. This impulse is carried from photoreceptor cells to bipolar nerve cells. Here I have written from bipolar cell, that impulse it is carried to ganglion cell. Here I have written ganglion cell. These ganglion cells having these axons, all the axons they come together, they converge. Okay, ganglionic cells converge and leave via optic nerve. All the axons of these ganglionic cell they converge. They are carrying impulse. Okay, and they just leave the eye as a optic nerve. Okay, this optic nerve, where it goes to the brain. Perception of the image is done by the brain cells. Now where exactly that perception of the image is done? Visual area of cerebrum. Okay, we are having different centers. For vision also we are having the center. So exactly there that impulse it is reached and we come to know that image. We will study the characteristic of rod cells and cone cells. But you should know, what do you mean by rod cells and cone cells? Rod cells and cone cells, these are the photoreceptor cells present in the retina. Retina, it is the innermost layer which is present in the human eye. Rod cells, it is active. These cells are active when there is a dim light. And cone cells, they are active during the daylight. So the vision is called as, here it is called as scotopic vision, and here the vision is called as photopic. Photo means light. Okay, so you can remember like this. and it is also responsible. Cone cells are also responsible for color vision. Now, the pigments which are present in the rod cells, they are called as rhodopsin. This rhodopsin, it is a vitamin A derivative pigment. Vitamin A is required for formation of this pigment. Deficiency of vitamin A is responsible for night blindness. Okay, so these parts or this characteristic you will have to remember. Here, in case of cone cell, different photopigments are there for different color. Which color? For red color, green color, and for blue color. Different pigments are present. Now, for sensation of white light also cone cells are responsible, because at the same time is simultaneous and equal sensation of these colors are responsible for production of, for the sensation of white light. So you are going to remember all these characteristics of rod cells and cone cells.